Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ghost here. How am I all doing today? Alright, so it's Saturday, and we've got something different for everybody here today. Normally, we do commentary for one of our leagues, but they're all in the off season right now, so we'll have that back in a couple weeks' time, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll also have something a little extra for everybody here on Saturdays now, and that is a championship that I've entered. It's the Asylum North America Ultimate Tours Championship. They just ran this championship in the Euro side of things, and it was a pretty good championship, so they decided to set it down to North America and let the North American guys run it. And of course, Asylum administration staff and officials are running that on the North American side of things behind the scenes here. So the entry is done through Sim League Pro, and if you're interested, head over to Sim League Pro and just search Race Asylum Tours, and you should be able to find it relatively quickly, and then you can register through there. It looks like we got a full grid here today, and it's going to be a mixed lobby too, a mixed skill lobby, so it should be an interesting race. We're going to be going to Red Bull Ring, and the first 3 rounds of the series are in the Group 4 cars. So I've decided to go way off meta here, as you can see on the screen, and I'm going to pull out a favorite Group 4 car of mine. It doesn't get any love in Gran Turismo 7 because they've absolutely just destroyed these cars in the Group 4 class, the FF cars, but this is my baby. I love this car, and I'm here for fun and seat time, and just try to refine my skills a little bit. And I feel like sometimes when you hit a wall or you're at a roadblock at your pace, you need to go outside the box a little bit and do something different. So that's what we're going to do this championship. We're going to take cars that we're not used to driving in championship conditions, and cars that typically probably aren't very competitive in the grand scheme of things, especially in our Group 4 class selection here with the Audi TT Cup car. This is my favorite. I love this car, so we're going to do the best we can with it, and just see where we end up when the dust settles, have some fun, and see what we learn, right? So maybe the car will be good. I mean, we don't really know. We've done some practice, obviously, preparing for the race here that starts in about 10 minutes time, so it should be interesting, but it is going to be very wet. With that being said, so the race, about 2/3 of the race, give or take, is going to be pretty wet conditions, and then we will see that transition into drier conditions from there. But the great thing about North American championships, and we always support Race Asylum here at GT45 Gaming and 1010 Sim Racing, is because, well, they run great championships, obviously, that's not unknown, but they're always fun. I mean, we entered the team championship last season. Some of us are right back here again this season with this one. It's just to have some fun. At the end of the day, we're here to have some fun, kick off some steam, and go out racing. Good luck tonight. Hopefully this is the only round I miss. Hey, cheers, ATB. It'll be an interesting one. Alright, so there's going to be a few changes in what we're used to seeing from GT45 Gaming here. We are changing our point of view for racing. We have gone back to cockpit views, so with that being said, that means that our pace may be a little bit off kilter until we get a little more familiar with our depth perception again. We started our racing career in cockpit view, and then we went to bumper cam because we did find some pace on bumper cam, but I feel like that's a part of my problem. I feel like I need to go back to what feels natural, and I mean, cockpit view is what feels natural, so we're going to run cockpit view as well here this championship season for our racing, as well as we get kind of used to getting back into the rhythm of that point of view. So hopefully we don't hit too many racers and whatnot. What's up? You want to race? You got to enter through simleaguepro.com, Reaper. We can get you in next week if you want, though, but if you're not sure what Sim League Pro is, we'll have to get you all set up through there. But it's basically like LFM or SimGrid. Essentially, it's an online website that you can register for races through organizations on different platforms, different racing platforms. SimLeague Pro also does iRacing and ACC and basically any motorsports game on console, essentially. So SimLeague Pro is where it's at. I think we have this posted in my server, but if not, I'll get the post in the server so you can find what you need to know. But there's 10 rounds of racing. It's not a, I mean, it's kind of a first come, first serve basis in a sense. It's a one lobby deal, so. But you have to, once you pick your Group 4 car, so in Race 1, whatever car we race here in Race 1, that's the Group 4 car that we have to stick with through rounds 2 and 3. Now, the next round is Laguna Seca, and then we have Mount Panorama. The Audi is going to be pretty good at Laguna, but it's not going to be so great at Mount Panorama, so 2 or 3 tracks it should do okay at, hopefully, but I mean, it's not an easy car to drive. It's a front wheel drive, which means the front tires take an absolute beating on this car, and that means that the rear tires get really cold, and that causes problems with driving this car. Let's grow, my guy. What's up, Nolander? How you doing, brother? I sent you a DM on Discord, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I've been busy today. Did some practice for this race, obviously, and then we started drawing up our championship document for the upcoming championship. I don't want to say too much more about it right now. We are very close to having an official announcement ready for the upcoming championship, potentially as quickly as tomorrow, essentially. So we'll see how it goes. We're just waiting on a couple of things to be prepared for that. So. Nothing too important. I was going to send you a copy of the potential video we're going to use, but the file is too big to send on Discord. I might be able to send it through Messenger. But if not, then I was just going to get you to send it to Bridget, but it might be too big. The file might be too big. I might have to directly email it to her. Ooh, if I only had my wheel. Hey, Kelty, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good still. I see you got some indoor accommodations here for a few days. That's always good to see. A little bit of a soft bed, I'm sure probably feels great. Alright, I gotta check my audios here. Again, I didn't check my audios to make sure they were working before the stream, but it looks like we're working. Alright, so this is a one-shot hot lap qualifying as well, so we only get one out lap and one hot lap, and then we park it at the end of turn 1 after that. And just wait for the timer to run out. Anybody caught doing more than that will be put in the back of the pack. At some point in the race, it is a mandatory 2-minute pit stop that needs to be done before tire and fuel service, and it cannot be split up. It needs to be done in one time. So, and that needs to be done before 35 minutes into the race. So if you're not out of pit lane with that 2-minute mandatory stop, by the 35-minute mark, you will be penalized those 2 minutes plus your pit stop duration, which will ruin your race in a 40-minute race. So this is just a 40-minute race. It's a nice short one, but it is in the Group 4 cars, and it is going to be very wet, so should be an interesting race. Hey, what's up, Pigums? How you doing, brother? Yep, cement test for 2 weeks for sure. Yeah, I feel you, Kelty. You did find it? Okay. The second one in that file is the one I'm thinking of, Nolander. Hope you're doing good, Pigums. Hope you and the fam's doing good. Seen your latest project. It looks pretty good. But the house, that is the front porch. I don't know who is subbing for me or if anyone is. I think it's a full grid apparently, though. It was supposed to be. We've done lots of practice for the race. The only thing we can do now is go and see how we're going to mess it up. Yeah, if you go into the Google Drive and then you go into videos and then you go into Cat's file, there's actually 2 videos there. There's one that's just slightly smaller in file size than the other one. The one that has the bigger file size is the one that has a little more information in the video, and it's the one that I like better. The only thing he'll have to do is just add one piece of information into it, which he was waiting for, which we now have, and he can turn it into a proper file. Once it's turned into a proper video file, it might shrink the file size and allow us to send it in better formatting as well. Thank you very much. Wife's been busy. Hope as well with you too, sir. Been doing some RC drifting lately. Ooh, you got videos up on that on your channel, Pigums? I'd love to see some of that. So after the race, chat, we're going to open up a Group 3 lobby as well for a couple hours. So after we're done with this race, I'll let everybody know when they can, when everybody can jump in, and we're just going to do some open lobby running with Group 3 cars for a couple hours, just so the stream isn't only an hour long. And then I've got some back-end work to do for the upcoming championship, so such is life, right? It's no rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. But this is an interesting championship. So there's 3 Group 4 races, which we'll do round 1, 2, and 3, and then in round 4, 5, and 6, it will be 3 Group 3 races, and it's the same deal. Once we pick our Group 3 car for the first race, that's the Group 3 car we run for the remaining 2 rounds after that. And then we have 3 rounds of Group 2 races in 7, 8, and 9. And then we have, and same deal applies for the Group 2 car, and then we have a finale for round 10, which is a GT3 car at NERB, but you can't use the same car that you used in the GT3 regular round robin, so to speak. So you have to change the GT3 car that you used in rounds 4, 5, and 6 for the finale. So I'm opting to use Lamborghini for the regular 3 races because, again, I just want to do something different and challenge myself a little bit. Hopefully that helps me break through the wall I'm at right now. And that also allows me to leave the more comfortable car that I like at NERB open for NERB as well, so I can actually try and do well at NERB. There's a couple I suck still, though. The other guys are really good. Yeah, but it just takes time and practice like anything, Pigums. Going to walk the pooch and grab some caffeine. Cheers, brother. Oh, and yes, emails work best for larger files, is my understanding. Yeah, it does, of course. But if I can send it through Discord or Messenger first, I will, because it's just quicker. Alright, we're pretty close to starting here, so I better start paying attention. And with that being said, we better flip the screen. Lag. Still figured it's gonna lag, right? Hopefully it doesn't do that all day today. YouTube is and YouTube says it looks just a little laggy. Let's should get rid of that. That might help a little bit. There's a lot of moving parts in this overlay, and that tends to cause some problems from time to time. Tends to cause a little bit of problems. Have a great race. Hey, cheers, Piggums. Yeah, championship coming up that maybe even you can work your schedule into, Piggums. It's going to be early enough on a Sunday where you might even be able to come in and race as well, so. All you have to do is go look in the admin chat in GT45 Gaming, man. You can get caught right up to speed on what's going on. You have full access, my dude. I'm contemplating whether I should qualify on heavy wets, to be honest, because they are going to be quicker in the amount of rain that's on the racetrack. But I'm so comfortable with the car on intermediates, I think I'm just going to stick with it on intermediates and just take the race as it happens. I mean, I'm famous for crashing in the first 3 laps of the race, so that's what we should expect to see. Yeah, but we got other games coming out now soon, Pigums. We'll be jumping all over the place here on my page. We'll be checking out all the different sim titles that are coming out. The stream really is lagging a little bit. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not sure why. It's definitely skipping frames, though. We're trying to shut some of the stuff down in the overlay just to make things a little bit easier. On the software. Oh, you GT Homer. Yeah, I know. Okay, that's the one you saw. Yeah, no, I mean, I watched both versions because I figured there was probably a difference between the two, even if it was subtle, right? So. That Ferrari's going to be strong here, probably. Got some Genesis, got a WRX, got some Sylvias, an NSX. I'm in the TT Cup. Of course, a GTR. Not surprised to see GTR here. The Vantage, an Aston Martin Vantage. Ooh, I like it. A little different. Usual suspects when it comes to Group 4, really, when you think about it. Don't see any Lamborghinis. That's a big shocker, but Lamborghini took a pretty big nerf in that one update, so not too surprised. It took a pretty good nerf, too. I feel the same way, Pigums. Unfortunately, no matter how much I hate to admit it, I'll continue to support the franchise just because I've been with them from the beginning, but you know, the nostalgia factor definitely speaks volumes. Yeah, the software itself is actually not even catching everything in real time in front of me right now. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here, chat. The stream might clear up. It might get worse. It might just stay the same. So I guess we'll see how it's going. The G70 is cheating. Yeah, the four-wheel drive. I know. But there's no rule stating that they can't use the cars. So, I mean, it's free game, right? But, I mean, it might be cheating in the rain, but it's not necessarily cheating in dry condition. Lots of good drivers here in the lobby, though, so this should be an interesting race. It's going to come down to who makes the biggest mistakes, potentially. Lucas, Tom, Roses. I'm not sure about Andy. I don't know much about Andy, but he's in a Ferrari, so I'm assuming he's going to be pushing the pace a little bit, too. I suspect those four guys are going to be pushing the overall pace of the race, and then probably the rest of the A and high B drivers will be putting up that mid-pack battle, most likely. Yeah, that's what Jay took, too, is the NSX. I know it's the Meta GT4 car right now. It has been for a while. I'd like to see Tom and them Lucas. It's not silly to Lucas, so he loves the car. Oh yeah, GT will never be perfect, but I will always be imperfectly GT, right? Yeah, facts. I think that they're putting a lot more effort into the new version. I just hope that they do something to separate the competitive part of the game from the general part of the game this time and actually make it work, because we need it. I mean, we deserve it. I mean, content creators cannot make full-time content with GT with just playing solo player stuff. I mean, it makes for a couple of good videos for a couple of days, and that's it. It doesn't make up for a whole week's worth of content. That's where the open lobbies, championships, all the competitive racing comes from. So the content creators need more substance than what GT7 currently is giving, but I honestly believe they've just put all their focus into the newest version that they're developing, and hopefully not having that enforced restriction of PlayStation 4 put on them this time is a game changer, hopefully. We must be waiting for somebody, in other words, we would be going by now. Make sure my tires are the right tires. So this race is a little weird. It's going to start in heavy wet conditions. It's going to quickly go into intermediate conditions. It's going to start to dry out, and then a little spurt of showers are going to come back over the track to some extent or another. They might be mild, they might be heavy. It's going to put the track back anywhere to intermediate to wet conditions for a few minutes again, and then the track's going to start to dry out, and then most people will make their pit stop at that transition to do our mandatory 2-minute stop and tire change and all that stuff. So it should be an interesting race. Pretty straightforward, this one, for the most part. I didn't pay all that money when I bought the game to drive minivans and streetcars on racetracks. Some people like that, though, right? I mean, the general population mainly like messing around with that stuff, and that's the culture of GT. Gran Turismo, if you've been with Gran Turismo from day one, that's the culture of Gran Turismo, and at the end of the day, it's free content. Not much is free anymore, so we can't really argue with that. But as competitive racers and content creators, obviously we always want more. Doesn't mean we're going to get it, but obviously we want more, right? We would like to see more. I mean, it takes them 10 years to make a new title, so I would assume the moment that they release the current title, that there's probably a small little delay of like maybe a year in between the drop of a new title to immediately right on to the next title. It takes them so long to develop new titles, I would imagine that they're already working on it, yes. And I mean, if they want to do it right this time, I hope they're already working on it. GT Sport 2 would be epic. I couldn't agree more right there, Reaper. But I mean, at the same time as a GT Sport 2 release a Gran Turismo 8, then you have your separation. Gran Turismo is just a solar player game where you do your circuit experiences and you do all your solar player stuff and you blah 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 blah. But then the GT Sport side of things is where we race. And we can, obviously, our cars from the main game transfer over into the GT Sport side of things, and then, you know, we can get better options like private lobbies with passwords and maybe bigger lobbies, you know. It's all speculation, it's all theory, it all sounds good in my head, right? None of that is real information, so don't take it as real information, because it's not. It's just what I would like to see. We haven't seen a new race car or a new racetrack in over 18 months. I mean, it's getting a little discouraging, but we continue to push on because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's Gran Turismo, it's home. And with the exception of ACT right now, there really isn't anything else to do this with, so. I don't think they'll be behind the times with the new title. I mean, right now we've got like 3 different sim racing titles coming out in the next like year, basically. So this is a good time for them to be developing a game. They're not in direct competition right now. They get to see what just drops, and then they get to try and they get a little bit of a foreshadowing essentially on where they need to step their game up. Right? I mean, graphics wise, GT7's got it. It's other changes that need to be made to make the game better now. So with the restrictions of consoles, obviously that plays a part of it. But now as the consoles continue to get better and stronger, I think that the games are going to continue to get. I think we're going to start seeing AAA title games again soon in our future. Really. Oh yeah, no, it'll be. I mean, PlayStation 6 is probably going to come out in the next couple of years, I would assume. So I mean, I'm assuming that we'll see GT2 a couple of years after the new console. So we're probably 5 years away. Let's be realistic. About 7-8 years between games is normal for GT. So we're probably about 5 years out. And I mean, GT Sport started off not perfect either. Let's keep that in mind. And it got really good near the end. The potential is here for GT7, but I think that there's just too much wrong with it for them to get it where GT Sport was. But we make do. We make do. Alright, so one of 2 things is happening here behind the scenes right now. Either we're waiting for a driver who's messaged one of the officials saying that they need this much time and they'll be here, which is fine. I mean, we got nothing better to do anyways. It's Saturday evening, afternoon. For our UK guys, it's a little early. It's like 2 in the morning, but that's up, you know, they're dedicated. What can we say? Or there's some drivers that aren't fully in the loop on what the rules are for the race, and the officials are just clearing that up with them in a chat behind the scenes. We were in that chat beforehand, but obviously when I live stream, I stay out of the chats for that. Can't. It just gets too chaotic. There's too much focus on the off-track gameplay part of the game for them to worry about the racing aspect. If PS6 comes out that quick, I'll just go PC. You know, and that's the big discussion right now. Actually, is why are people continuing to pay 700 to 1,000 USD for new consoles when they come out, when you can literally go buy a PC that can do way more than the console at the same price point? The only thing people forget is PCs require non-stop maintenance. It's not just a PC. You need monitor, you need this, you need that, a mouse and a keyboard. If you're a streamer like me, you need capture cards, you need web cameras, you need multiple screens, you need desks, you need equipment to set that stuff up on, you need USB HUDs, you need thousands of dollars worth of equipment, right? So I mean, PC sounds all fine and dandy, but then when in a person like my position, I mean, I'm looking at $4,000 to $5,000 to get the page back up to what I would call a modernized streaming standard. We're not at a modernized streaming standard currently. We're on very outdated equipment that can't process the way I want it to. So we need to make that upgrade, right? So in reality, in my situation, the upgrade is going to cost me $4,000 to $5,000, all said and done, right? For a gamer, it's just going to be the PC, but you don't want to buy a PC that you're replacing in 2 years, so you're spending $3,000 or $4,000 in reality. They're just different, no lander. The first one doesn't have the Vegas Cup Series with the flags above it when that part comes into the video, and it blows up and then disappears much smaller. And it doesn't have the streamers at the end of the video. Myself, yourself, and Fast Ginger. The second video, when the Vegas Cup Series comes up into the video, all the flags are above the Vegas Series Cup, and it blows up much more in your face into the screen, and it disappears when it's like right at your eyes. It's a really cool effect. And then at the end of the video, it also displays who our 3 live broadcasters are going to be. So that's the subtle difference between the two. Even though they're the same length, it's just the imagery that's in a couple of the scenes of the video that are different. Exactly, ATB. I couldn't agree more. I have most of that. Both my computer could use a few more USB ports. I'm not gonna lie, but again, USB hubs fix that. I'm not sure what the delay is right now, to be honest. I'm just going with the flow, man. I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys. You guys are popping off right now. I love it. Do you know what day and time the Vegas Cup Series will be raced on? It'll be on Sundays, and it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern time. And that'll be fairly sharp. There won't be a lot of wiggle room for being late, so because I've got other obligations on Sundays after the Vegas Cup Series that I need to get ready for as well. So timing is key, but it's going to start mid-October. The actual season itself, we have pre-qualifying at the end of September. I can tell you everything you want to know about the Vegas Cup Series. I just haven't officially announced it yet because we're drawing up all the official documentation. We got to do a quick review of the online league regulations, our rule book. We got to add a couple of pieces of context into it due to a couple of new glitches in the game, so we got to make sure that they're not used and taken advantage of during the championship. Got to make sure that there's recourse action if we find people doing it. So, I mean, we're going to release the official registration next weekend, but we will be making an official announcement within probably the next 48 to 72 hours between all the socials involved. So just sit tight, everybody. It's coming very soon. We only really started hard working on this about 10 days ago, and we're already at a point where we're ready to draw for registration here almost. So this has been a year in the making in a sense. So just a few more days, I promise. And then we'll be doing some open lobbies with the MRs as well in through that transition from registration to qualifying to gain some more footage for videos and to get the community more involved in the MR cars, get them comfortable with them, maybe get them interested into the championship as well. We're not just accepting one lobby, we'll take up to 5 lobbies of 14 driver lobbies. I mean, we will take the 96 drivers this season. And it's not a small undertaking, but we do expect to at least fill 3 is where we figure we'll fall in. And this is different. This is a different championship than you're used to seeing from most organizations. We run a much different point system. We run a few different things. This is a championship for a friend of the sim racing community. This is a very special championship. So this one will be a little bit different than what we're used to seeing from GT45 Gaming and in cooperation with Fast Ginger and No Lander Gaming as well. So we've bulked up the admin team, we've bulked up the graphics side of things, the technical side of things, and the admin staff. GT45 Gaming, we brought in a lot of extra hands, and we're not done bringing in help yet. We just haven't gotten to that point. We'll be asking for more hands on deck once we get the official announcement out. This is a big championship. There's prizes on the line. There's a lot involved here. So, but the team is doing. I mean, the team is kicking butt in behind the scenes right now. They really are. All right, so 15 minutes until quality chat. So let's go back to our hangout screen. Let's go back to the hangout screen. Now you see what I mean? Yeah, it was subtle. I had to watch them a couple of times beside each other to catch it, but yeah, I think that's the one too. I don't think anything needs to be changed. I don't think anything needs to be added. I think he's got it right on point with what we're doing with it. We're gonna have stale or stagnant graphics to go with as well for posting. So it's on point. It's on point. It's 2 minutes long. It's a perfect size for adding into the stream. We have lots of people in the community. Just go ask in the general chat in the Discord server, man. Somebody might be able to assist you real quick. We have lots of people that know how to do that in the community. Just gotta ask, my man. I'm sure somebody will step up. It took me 2 watches to catch it. That's why you don't take away somebody's creative licensing. When you take away somebody's creative licensing, you almost roadblock them. When you let them use their creative licensing, it's a lot easier to tweak and make small changes, right? I think it's on point. I would like to get the rest of the admins to take a look at it real quick, but, until I can find a better way to transfer the file. That's not going to happen. They're going to have to go into the drive. And I don't know if the non-graphics team has access to the drive or not. They may have to get access. It's finding the correct program to upload whatever decal you want into the game. It's not even so much that's the issue. That's some of the issue. The issue is the size allowance for the decals that go into Gran Turismo. The file size is ridiculously small, so the limitations for what you can create in a single piece is extremely limited. And assure me, obviously with me being very fortunate to have people behind me to help with these things, I've learned a lot about these things in a sense. I still can't do it on my own, but but thank God for me that I've got amazing people behind me that keep the dream alive. I can't do it without them either. I do seriously to my admin team and our newest administration staff members as well. I can't do this without you guys. Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm only one person. I'm only as good as my team, and I got a hell of a team behind me, tell you what. So we're only moving upward and onward to bigger things, I think, here. I really do. And I mean, that's the case for anything in real life. That's the case for any business. You know, if you play on a professional sports team, you know, it's a team effort. At the end of the day, one person cannot make a change like that. It takes people behind that person helping make that change. Even the most powerful people in the world that have more money than they know what to shake a stick at still rely on people to help them build their empires and continue to maintain their empires. You need a team of reliable, trustworthy people to help you through your journey. And if you've got that, don't take it for granted, because it can take you far if you know how to use it. It really can. I compress things to the correct size, but the file type is godly. Oh, goofy. I thought that said godly. Oh, perfect. I just want to see what she thinks. If there's something she doesn't like about it, then obviously that's a change we'll want to make, right? So, but if she's happy with that, we'll get TDC to final proof it, put it in a formatable size for the stream, and we'll start using it tomorrow or whenever, Monday, Tuesday, whenever he's got it ready. The stream is really struggling today, guys. I'm so sorry. Me sorry. There's not really anything I can do about it once I'm live, but try to just shut down the amount of processes that are running on the computer to try and help balance it out. There was an update recently on Streamlabs, and it's been a little bit problematic with skipping frames, so I just need to make an adjustment in my settings. I just don't know which one yet. I've heard rumors that it's a fidelity setting with this update, so we may go take a look at that post-stream here today. I hope so, Nolan. I brought a tear to my eye the first time I watched it. That's why I had to watch them both the second time, because the first time caught me out. The second time I was able to keep it together and really just be able to focus in on what he did. But I mean, that's the point. That's what we want it to do. We're close. I mean, I gotta finish the document. I started the documents today. It's gonna take me 2 or 3 days to get the document right, proofed, and make sure the literature is all correct in it. We're missing a couple of links still as well. We don't have a registration link built yet. That's next on Eric's list. And I'm sure that'll only take him a matter of time, minutes probably. But once I have that, then I can really fully officially get the document ready to draw for registration, right? But obviously the document's going to take me a little extra time on this one because it's a special championship and we're trying to personalize it a little bit. So I'm adding a lot more visuality into our document this season as well. So it's a lot of work, but I love my community and I can't wait to get this thing underway. The anticipation on this one is killing me already. And we're still like 8-7 weeks out from actual season 1 race day or round 1 race day yet. So, but we pulled the trigger we just made a decision. We pulled the trigger. We got family blessing, and it's been days. It's been less than 2 weeks since we've went full out on this thing essentially now, and we're in pretty good shape. So, are you working next Sunday, Nolander? I definitely need you around next Sunday at some point in time during the day, so me and you can get together to make the official announcement and see if Fast Ginger can get there with us as well. I would like to do it together, and maybe even if Bridget wants to come. I'll leave that with you. But I would like to make an official announcement live for this, so we'll talk more about that privately, though. Alright, brother. That's great. We can make something work then. I mean, either way I'd make it work, but it would be better if we had all the moving parts involved on this. Alright, we got about 7 minutes, chat. Again, it's going to be a one-shot qualifying, so we're going to get an out lap, we're going to get a hot lap, and then we're going to park it. And then we're going to wait, and we're going to race, and then we'll race, and then we'll take a short break, and I'll set up a lobby, and then we'll race some more. It'll take a little bit of coordination, right? So that's why it's better to maybe start that process now. If she can't, it's fine. If she doesn't want to, it's fine. It's just a suggestion. Five-minute warning. So here's what we're not actually on track right now. So that means our tires are not ice cold. Save you a spot. Yeah, it might be busy tonight. It's always a first come first serve basis when it comes to the open lobbies. Typically, if we have community members in the chat asking for a spot, I will typically remove some lower rated drivers in the lobbies to accommodate our community, but not always the case depending on the lobby. So just try to stay in tune with the stream the best you can to make sure that you know when it's coming up, because keeping in mind right now with the way the stream's running, there's probably a 20-second delay between me streaming the content and you guys seeing the content. So I'd rather do it live. I mean, if Bridget's part is recorded, I'm totally understand that, obviously, but me and you and potentially Fast Ginger, I would like to be in a Discord together while we do the announcement. And this should be live on all 3 pages as well. So, like I said, we'll talk about this more. Hit me up on Monday if you're off on Monday, and we'll have a phone conversation about it. I think I'm going to have a meeting with Miss Devious as well on Monday, so... Well, there's a couple drop rounds this season, ATB, so that is the advantage. We did put in 2 drop rounds this season because we have 2 Thanksgiving weekends, falling into the championship, which isn't ideal, but we also have Christmas time to factor in. We want to be done pre-Christmas. So I had a pretty small window to get the schedule set. So we did put in 2 drop rounds this season. So there was a couple drop rounds for our racers this championship season, and that's important because of the way that the point system is as well. Drop rounds are vitally important to keep racers in the championship fight as well. So you know how it goes. You got to make adjustments when you make changes. So record. Oh, like when we do it live? Yeah, we can record live recording if that's what you mean. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I got you. You know, it took me a minute to click in. All right, I better settle in. We better settle in. But I can record the live recording, so I have a file of it on my PC, and then I can send that to you if that's what you meant by that, Nolander, for sure. Yeah, I record all the S7R live streams, so I can send it to. That reminds me, I got to send them five rounds of racing this weekend. I'm slacking. All right, I gotta lift my mic up. I might get a little quiet while we're racing, just because I gotta have it out of the way, obviously. So. And we'll just try not to die. That's the goal. Try not to die. Alright, we got 2 minutes to quali. Well, I mean, I'm not complaining about the little bit of a delay. I got to hang out with the community. I don't get to hang out with you guys that much anymore, so it gives us a chance to get back into our rhythm here. I think it'll be a pretty full championship. I think it's something a little bit different too than we've seen recently. So, but you guys will see soon enough. Right down from track selections to the types of races, it's going to be interesting. Yep. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Sylvia's got horns. I'm not broadcasting, so they're going to blare those things this race. I almost guarantee it. Even if I had a car with a horn, I don't have I don't have the button mapped, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's funny. The stream is still skipping a little bit. Yeah, get your rain tires on, boys. It's not going to be a dry qualifying run today. It is going to be a wet qualifying run. I feel like I'm making a mistake by going on intermediates here, but I should probably qualify in heavy wets. Probably 2 or 3 seconds faster. But I'm chilling. Alright, chat. Here we go. Good luck. Yeah, we'll drop it next weekend. I plan on dropping it on the 7th. So next Sunday. Alright. Well, here goes nothing, chat. Ooh, it is wet. 'Tis mighty wet. Oh yeah, it's wet. We're spinning the tires in 4th gear, it's that wet. Oh, it is wet. Come on, baby. Grab some traction. Come on, baby. Hold it, hold it. I need to run. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it could have been worse. Right about the middle. That's about normally where I end up in a lobby like this. That's why you gotta leave yourself more than enough room in qualifying so you don't have that issue. Gotta give yourself some space when you get, especially in a hot lap, a one lap hot lap. Somebody scratched my car. I don't know about that. Cupcake. Alright, well, now things get interesting here. A whole bunch of wet rain, a whole bunch of drivers at different skill levels, and a whole bunch of different styles of Group 4 cars. Things are about to get interesting. Yeah, you had a nice time. I would have taken wets. I probably could have got it down a couple seconds. But I'm Gucci. I ain't stressing. We're just here to race, do our best, have fun. Try not to crash in the race is really the goal. Rip. Okay, I can stop holding my steering wheel now. Some nice times. Very close. From like fourth place to me is super close. And then it's close in the back part too. Alright. Well, and Roses is driving it as well. Roses is a really good racer, so he's very fast. I'm in an off-meta car. I mean, I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this car except to have some fun with it. You don't, oops. You don't, I lost my train of thought. I mean, the car itself is good. And I mean, the car, even if it's a meta car, will make even an average driver a little bit quicker than normal, probably, than their preferred car. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you still need to have high skill to drive that car at a high pace. Like I said, I'm not here to try to win the championship. I'm just here to have some fun. Myself and my teammate Lucky Elf at the time, we won the team challenge at the last one that RA dropped down. So I mean, we're essentially kind of defending champions, I guess, coming into this one. But it's a different championship, so I find my glory here and there once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. Alright, we'll be racing shortly here. I think this is grid start with false start check as well, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if I'm pretty sure. If it's a rolling start, I mean, so be it, but... The goal is to try and survive through the first lap, probably 2 laps, and then the water starts to ease up on the track a little bit, and then the car starts to settle into pace. It's just going to be my depth perception that I'm a little bit concerned about here today, because again, haven't raced in cockpit view in a couple of years, if maybe 2.5 years now, so my side to side where my car is not 100% on point yet, but... Oh, Superman beat me, you wank. I was just totally going to say bonus points for being first, but Superman gets it. Superman gets it. Well, with 2 drop rounds, it gives you an opportunity to still make a run if you're only going to miss 2 as well, right? Because even the drivers that make 10 rounds still get 2 rounds dropped here regardless. It's just the way it works, so that's the whole point, is to try and even out the field a little bit. You would think so, wouldn't you, Reaper? But then you get into a VR headset and it's a completely different story. You can see things in a way different sense. I'm having fun though. I mean, I'm not doing it, like I said, I'm not doing it to win a championship here on this one. I'm just having fun. I'm at a roadblock in my pace right now, and I feel like I'm actually degressing instead of progressing. So that's the whole point of doing what I'm doing right now, really. It's just to have some fun, make some good content. We love Race Asylum here at GT45 Gaming. They're a great organization. Been working closely with them for a while now ourselves. I mean, we have much respect for what they do over there, so, and they're a massive team. So, I always like to race in their stuff when I can. Obviously, their UK-based championships don't work so well for me due to time zone, but when they come to North America, I'm always interested. It is a different ballgame, 100%. Alright, so it is light damage in the series, so we don't need to worry about having to pit stop if we go off track and wreck the car, or if we get pushed off track, whatever, it'll go away. Just keep on going. If we go off track, you got to make sure we have a safe re-entry, obviously, especially in the wet conditions. We have to consider that guys aren't going to be able to hold the lines at the same integrity necessarily that they do in dry conditions, so we just have to be smart out there. We just got to be smart out there. In practice, Reaper, I've been about a second off the faster guys in total time around the track, depending on track condition and tire, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not a qualifying specialist by any means. That's definitely not where I am where my strong suit is. It never has been. I'm not much of a hot lapper. It's a rolling start. Might have bunched the pack up a little bit there. Sorry, Steven. Hey, Jay. Oh, you got back on. Okay, good. Nice little battle between an Oscar and Tom right now. Got that wrong. It is really wet. Whew. Alright, got the run on him there. Whew. Sweating already, chat. Roses is just gone. Whew, that was sketchy. Sweating, chat. I am sweating so much right now. It's just tough. Had a little slide there, we just saved it. Whew, yeah, that's a pretty big blob. Oh, bad exit. Alright, now I gotta wait 2 minutes once we stop. Whew. I'm sweating. I am sweating hard right now, chat. Holy. This is rough. So we have to wait 2 minutes. On the right hand side there where it says stop duration, that has to hit 2 minutes before I can do anything else now. And look how cold those back tires are. Oh, you can't see them. They are humed blue. Like 1 second is a lifetime in racing. You're not wrong, Reaper. You're not wrong. See, my thought process here is these guys are going to keep running the track, drying it out. By the time I get out on the soft tires, with the exception of pit lane, we should be in okay shape, hopefully. Right? Why do you have to? It's the series details. It's the rules. It's one of the rules in the championship. Mandatory 2-minute stop. So the boys are just waiting, you know. My brakes are registering a little bit. My brakes have a little bit of registration in them. I'm not going as fast as I could be. I'm dragging slightly. That's unfortunate. No, just make do with it. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Tom's probably gonna pass me. Nothing I can do about it. My brake's dragging. I'm probably losing who knows how many miles per hour. That sucks. Oh no. Ooh, easy girl. Whew. Alright, I gotta fix my brake calibration after this race. Nothing I can do about this right now. This sucks. Bleeding time. So my car's constantly pushing now, even though I'm not touching the throttle because of that just mild braking. So all my takeoff speed is compromised. I'm just gonna lose positions until the race is over at this point, probably. It is what it is, though. I mean, what do you do? I wish I would have noticed before the race started, I guess. That's my fault. Not checking my equipment. It's gonna be hard to keep this position even. Giving up so much time on the straights. Streeter Tom, I think, had an incident in turn 1. Oscar had an incident in turn 3. Ooh. I seen you there, Jay. Whew, that was sketchy. She just went on me. Bye, Jay. That was fun. I love that. Shit, Jay. That's so annoying. No, no. The dragging brake made me use way more fuel. Fucking crazy. And now I have to unplug my base. I have to completely plug the wheel. I have to completely reset the wheel to fix it. That's why I couldn't do anything about it when I was live. It cost me my race. I should have had a full lap of fuel left in the tank at the end of that race. Instead, I came up half a lap short. That's frustrating. All that work just for that to happen. Alright guys, I'm just gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. I gotta go, I'm sweating. I gotta go pee and I gotta shake that off because that sucked. BRB, BRB, BRB. Alright, we back. Oh, hold on. You guys can't see my face as good when I got my hat that way. Alright, so we're gonna open up a lobby. Just give me a second here. I'm just making sure everything's working again. So basically what's happened, I don't know if it was dragging the whole race or not, that race. I don't know if any of you guys noticed or not. It was really subtle. There was like 3% brake input there, but I do remember making mention at the beginning of the race of how my traction control light was going off like crazy with how wet the track was, and in reality that was actually my ABS light flashing. It was on the left side of the car, not the right side of the car. So that brake was dragging the entire race. So what that tells me is, since the update, I'm going to have to reset my steering wheel every single time I go to race competitively as soon as I enter the official lobby, because if I don't, I'm putting a very high chance or high probability that I'm going to end up with a dragging brake, because it's an issue that's been created between GT7 and T300 RS, which is designed for GT, which is the ridiculous thing. So yay, I'm victim to, again, another shit GT7 update. Big surprise. Like, I'm so tired of this shit, man. I imagine what I could have done in that race if I had a properly functioning car. I'm very frustrated, but I mean, what do you do? Nothing we can do about it now, right? So... Oops. Totally not that one. Yeah, alright, well, that just means we'll open a lobby and hopefully it's not dragging anymore. We'll find out once I get on track. Yeah, keep your eye on it, Nolander. The only way I would have been able to fix it in the middle of the race like that was to... Oh, hold on, I gotta change the lobby. I forgot that you put in a class. I mean, I haven't had that issue since right up until now, for months, so, yeah. But, that's also a point in case of not being on track as much as I have been in the past, too. I mean, I would have clued in immediately that my brake was dragging in qualifying the moment that I seen the ABS flashing, but it didn't register it was the ABS light. I thought it was a TCS light, right? So... my brain just didn't put two and two together because of my lack of time I've been on the racetrack lately. So, I mean, it's just point in case that I need more time on track, because well, we all seen the result. I'm looking for a car, I just can't find it. There it is. Alright, lobby's up. Just keep an eye on it, Nolander. It's always the brake. It's always the brake starts dragging. So, well, sorry, what I was going to finish saying is, what I would have had to have done in that race was pause the game, unplug my base of my wheel, plug the base of the wheel back on, go into my pedal calibration settings, check to make sure that everything reset, and then I would have been able to unpause. I would have been paused for like 2 minutes. We can't race in auto drive in those conditions for 2 minutes. So I mean, you just had to tough it out. Yeah, TCS is on the right side of the car, ABS is on the left side of the car. It was the left side light flashing when I made that comment, but it was most certainly the ABS light flashing. I'll go look at the replay after the stream just to double check, but I'm certain it was dragging the entirety of the race, and it wasn't in practice, so what do you do? just frustrating. All that work I put in over the last 48 hours. We literally did like 5 mock races in the last 48 hours. I had good pace. I felt pretty good about this particular race with the car, and even though I was having the issue with the brake pedal, I was still maintaining pretty decent pace. So imagine what would have happened if my car was 100%. I mean, yeah. That was a top 5 finish ripped right away from me right there. Maybe 5, maybe 6. Jay always is a little bit quicker than me, it seems like, but I don't know if he would have had the opportunity to catch me like that if my car was at 100%. I don't even know how many miles an hour I was losing. Every time I hit the gas, probably 5 miles per hour per gear, I bet. I don't know, but it only took 5 laps to give up 8 seconds, and I wasn't driving slowly. So, and because the brake was dragging, I was using way more fuel. Didn't clue in that I was dragging a brake until it was after the pit stop, but I took a lap plus extra fuel, so I mean it should have been enough, and it still came up a half a lap short. So it goes to show it how 3%, I figure about 3% brake input was registering the whole entire race. 3% brake input literally made the difference of a lap and a half of fuel. It'd be like having front aero damage for the whole soft tire run, essentially. I didn't even think to, yeah, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. I'll give the admins access to the championship document sometime tomorrow once I have it ideally complete. We'll see. We'll see if the room fills up or not. If not, I mean, we'll just switch games. No big deal. I did tell the boys that we were going to have an open lobby afterwards, but a lot of these guys might be going to bed for the night, or they just went to a different game. They do play other games outside of GT, so it was nice seeing Jay on track. He hasn't raced in quite a while either. It's just very frustrating that I didn't catch on to the problem. Alright, so I think we've decided that we're going to switch to Porsche for IRO from our Lexus. We've been running Lexus all season. The Lexus has been a pretty strong car all season, and now not that the update changed anything with the Lexus, but with IRO we've got Fuji, which is going to potentially be a wet race. I mean, it is storm season in Fuji, so it's very high probability. We have Road Atlanta, which won't be a wet race, but the Porsche will do fairly well at Road Atlanta. And of course then we have Spa, which is high probability of being a wet race due to it being in the middle of winter time in North America. So that's going to be right in the heart of rain season at Spa, even winter time at Spa. So we've decided that we're going to pull the trigger finally on our free car change, and I think we're going to opt to go with the Porsche here for the remainder of the season. It's a tough call. I mean, we are very torn between the GTR and the Porsche, but we're also kind of at a tipping point where we need to make a decision because I got paperwork to submit. We've got to make a livery for the car, and we've all got to get out of the Lexus mindset and get into a Porsche mindset. So I'm not a big fan of this car right now. But it's just been too long since I've been in it. So we're going to run it tonight. If we have a lobby running, that is. I mean, I'm not going to force the content. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, tomorrow's a new day. See? Yeah, the DD Pros are having the same issue too. All of a sudden, out of nowhere again. So, I know the DD Pro Extremes, I believe it is, they had a firmware update. So if you have a DD Pro Extreme and it's not working properly on GT7, go check your firmware. Most likely it's a firmware issue there. For the guys that just have the regular DD Pros, I'm not exactly sure. You may just need to tweak your wheel settings, your actual base settings, not the in-game settings. and just make an adjustment potentially. But I know in the Group 4 cars, force feedback was non-existent for our DD Pro users the last couple of days while we were getting ready for that race we just did. So I'm so bummed. Unfortunate. We were having a good race. We didn't crash, at least. I mean, we could say that, right? At least we can say that. Alright, so stay tuned for announcements on the socials. Not only YouTube, we're also going to be kicking back to our Facebook channel. We're going to turn our multi-streaming on probably tomorrow. And we'll be streaming live to Facebook and YouTube again every time we go live here at GT45 Gaming. And it's not going to be just for GT45 Gaming content. If we're live everywhere. Obviously, we got to do some advertising for the upcoming championship, but I also want great exposure on the championship, and I do have a large following on Facebook, my Facebook page. We just have not streamed to Facebook for quite some time as we were trying to build our YouTube channel up a bit, which we've got to a point where we wanted to get it to. Now we can put our focus on both the channels again here, and I mean, ultimately the goal is to get both channels monetized. Facebook is currently monetized, but because I haven't streamed to it in over a year, my monetization could be frozen currently. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll find out, I guess, when we go back to live streaming, if people can send stars, and we haven't lost our perks yet. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to make a push here. We're going to try and get the page back up to standards where it was before I slowed down, and then we're going to try and take it above and beyond. So I feel like if I had time to do proper championships during the week, where I could go do European championships, I could do North American championships, and I have, a full proper work day to sort everything out and go through the process. I feel like I could really crank out a great product for everybody in the sim racing community. But I mean, the unfortunate reality of it for me is I just don't have time because I have to work a full-time plus job. And that's just to keep a roof over my head and keep the internet on. I mean, that's not including maintaining the cost of the stream or anything above and beyond, which thankfully for me, like I said, I have great people behind me, and if it hasn't been for them over the last couple of years, the page may have already been long gone and dusted because I just couldn't maintain it. So, I mean, we've had a lot of help. We've had major equipment malfunctions. We've had a PlayStation malfunction, which got replaced immediately. I mean, we've had a wheel malfunction, which got replaced immediately. And a few other things in behind the scenes that people don't even know about as well. So, I don't want to make those donors of the page feel like their contributions are unwarranted, right? So this next championship is going to be the big burst for us to get back to moving again, and then we do have something planned for the new year as well. So we're working on it. We're going to be seriously working on it here soon, but we have something else big coming next year as well. So outside of the Vegas Cup Series. For you, yeah, because we can't make those adjustments on our base, but the DD, the Fanatec users, the guys with the high-end wheels, they have the in-game settings, but they also have base settings right in their wheel interface that they need to set in order to really make it work properly with the in-game settings, essentially. In other words, it'll just rip your arms off, right? So the DD Pro guys have, maybe it's the track, maybe we need to switch the track. The DD Pro guys have a secondary set of settings essentially in their wheelbase, right? But that's because the wheel's also compatible with PC and other units, so it has different settings on it. It has different options, so depending on what option you have the wheel on will depend on, basically tells the wheel which sim you're playing essentially. So it adjusts the wheel for that set of settings within the wheel so that you can coordinate it with the in-game settings for the sim you're racing. DD Pro is really, really high tech. I may need to change the track. Alright, so go into pit lane, Nolander. Once you bring the car back into pit lane, just sit there and then just unplug the base, the LAN cable looking deal that plugs right into the base of the steering wheel from your pedals. Unplug that, wait for like 5 seconds, and just plug it back in, and then go check your pedal calibrations. It should be all cleared. You don't need to actually shut the game off or anything like that to do it. You just need to unplug the wheelbase. But yeah, in order for you to know that it worked, you have to go check the pedal calibrations to make sure they're all sitting at 0 when you're not touching them, right? Once you know that, then you're good to go again. You can do it while you're racing, but I mean, in the situation we were in tonight, that was just dangerous. It would have been dangerous for my competitors. The AI doesn't drive the car as well to begin with, so never mind AI on a rain track being completely unpredictable in a front-wheel drive car. Yeah, no, I mean it's an easy enough fix, but when you're in the middle of a race, it's not necessarily feasible. You know, if we were on a track like Le Mans or Daytona or Spa and it was dry, then yeah, I would have taken the time to reset it, and yeah, you would have known right away within as soon as you reset the wheel that because it won't re-rotate or like when you turn your PlayStation on, it won't go through its process or nothing. It just reconnects the pedals essentially. It's funny, you know, Daytona at the beginning of the year is like the most played racetrack in GT7, and then anytime you put Daytona up in the middle of the year or later, people are so sick of Daytona that they don't even want to race it anymore. I just put it up because we haven't raced on it in a while. But again, like I said, I'm not too concerned. I mean, I'm fine with also just sitting here hanging out with you guys and chatting too, so I mean, whatever. And the stream seemed to settle down, so bonus. Guy across the street has a, what is that? I believe it's a 2020 Corvette C7. Is that 06? And he's got the engine and exhaust modification, racing modifications done to it. The thing is just so mean. I'll have to try and get you guys a video. I've said that a couple of years ago too. He's a cool guy. He'd totally give us a tour of the car for sure. Probably even take us for a rip, to be honest. Kind of sounds like fun. Hey, that'd be a fun little 5 or 10 minute video. Go for a rip in the vet. This guy has a cool history too, right? I mean, he's yeah, I'm sure he has some cool stuff that he could tell. Podcast stuff. I know I need to be saving that for podcasts. Actually, you know, we have a really rich car culture here where I live. That's actually not a bad idea for a podcast. Is going around these weekly car shows and pop-up car shows that happen literally all over the city all summer long, and just go record and talk to the people that own the cars and talk about their cars. I think that'd be really fun. But with that being said, August Luxury Motorsports is also located here in where I live as well. So DDE, Daily Driven Exotics, aka main office, is right here where I live as well. So yes, they have an office in California, but home office is right here, right in my own backyard. So the opportunity for podcasting content here where I live is phenomenal. We have a lot of movie stars, celebrities, and stuff like that here in the city as well. So you just never know who you can end up running into on a day around the city I live in, man, especially in the summertime. You know, I see Jerome McGinley driving around in his yellow Lamborghini all the time. He's got this, you know, early 2000s yellow Lamborghini Diablo. It's an absolutely beautiful Lamborghini in his time, man. And you see him rocking that thing around here every once in a while in the summertime. If you catch the right spot, right time, you know what I mean? He's not a hard man to distinguish, so. Alright, we're starting to get some people here, so let's, we'll give a 2-minute warning. Thank you, Cupcake, for hosting, my man. I appreciate you, dude. I didn't leave because I was mad or anything like that. I left because I was hot, sticky, and I wanted to get the lobby set up. Alright, we got 7. I mean, we'll roll with it. I'd like to get at least a 3-hour stream in today, maybe even stretch it to 4. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes. I'm gonna change my screen before I forget, though. Yeah, we're back into the T300 RS wheel being all messed up in GT7 again. Just make sure you're keeping your eyes on it when you're actually going to race properly, no lander, because like IRO and stuff like that, for example, if you're going in for a stint, check the damn thing before they get started. And put the start warning up and everybody starts jumping in. Oh, snap, Heathen in the house. It's like clockwork, Chad. You go to get ready to start the race and everybody starts jumping in. Never fails. Never fails. This is a very mixed lobby, guys and gals, so just heads up. You know, there could be a little bit of unnecessariness. Let's keep it as clean as we can. I know it's frustrating, but just get back on track and get going again. If something is way too egregious, I don't hesitate to come off track and remove somebody, but I can't just be doing it because somebody said kick somebody because they're upset about something. There's got to be some substance behind it. That's typically why I start from the back of the pack all the time, because that way there at least I can catch the backside pack chaos, because that's usually where most of the carnage happens. That's definitely a PlayStation 4. Alright, well, we better get this race going before anything else happens. Alright, tire and fuel is turned on to 1x each, which means we will have dirty tire cold tires going into turn 1. Please consider. Alright, this guy gets to turn to 9, and that's it. Alright, well, that's it. 14 are checked in, we're going. How's the lighting? Lighting's still okay. As soon as it starts to get too dark, I'll go turn a proper light on. Alright, good luck, everyone. Oops. Ooh, blew the corner. That was definitely not my fault. I'm not the one that couldn't hold the line. You're gonna make a pass, you gotta hold your line. Doesn't give you the right to push somebody off track because you can't hold your line. That means you're supposed to get the position back up, Mr. Brazil. What a joke. Okay. Oh, damage went away. Oop, missed a shift. So that happens when you take the lobby host out and don't give the position back. So just keep that in mind for anybody who's watching. When you take the lobby host out of their own lobby, you should probably give the position back, especially clearly when it's your own stupidity that caused the accident in the first place. Let that be a message. If you can't read the lobby title says very specifically a cleaner kick. If you make a mistake, that's fine. We all make mistakes as a racer, but when you take somebody out, you wait for them on track and you give them their position back. I don't care if that puts you 30 seconds behind the pack. That's your problem. You caused a mistake. In real life, it'll probably put you in the back of the pack and get you disqualified from the race anyways, and that costs you real money. So Instead, here I get to embarrass you live on stream and make you look like an idiot because you don't do something so simple as give a position back in an open lobby when it's supposed to be fun. It's not that difficult to do. And eventually the sim racing community is going to learn that that is the way of the lobby, or you're just not going to race in it. I don't care. And we're all racers here, and we're striving to get better. That means having good, friendly, competitive races in sprint format against our friends like this is a good way for everybody to get better. And when you have one or two morons in the lobby taking people out, not giving a crap, they ruin the experience for everyone. I don't care what your driver rating is either. I've kicked A+ S rated drivers out of my lobby for doing stupid things. I don't care who you are. Drive right. You make a mistake going up to it. Get you a lot further in the sim racing community that way. I don't have a lot of patience for kids that take other kids out and just keep going on. I really don't. So with that being said, if you're thinking about entering one of my championships, you better keep that in mind, because my stewards are some of the best stewards in the business, and we're not scared to hammer down massive penalties. And when it's in our control to do so, you better drive properly. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. I hit people, but I get the position back. Say sorry. Pretty simple things to do. That's all it takes, man. Doesn't give you the right to keep going on in the race, because there ain't no pre-stewarding process. I am judge, jury, and executioner in my own open lobby, so... Knudsen is always quick. King's pretty quick, too. Let's watch this battle here. Mercedes has the top end on that RCZ, I think, so we'll have to wait and see if he can get a run here, but trying to get it past on the outside of Daytona is pretty tough. You got a good run. GG's, boys. That's how you do it. Nice and clean. Aha, rep. Yeah, there was a little bit of lag there for sure in a couple of them guys. No doubt about it. See? No liner said he's sorry. Very simple. It's not that hard. And the number one rule in an open lobby is don't take out the lobby host and not give the position back. Very simple. Alright, I gotta figure this car out. See, the problem with the car is even though it states it's an MR, it's actually an RR. It's a rear engine, rear wheel drive car, which means all the weight's in the back end of the car. The way I've got my cockpit driver set right now, I did that for obviously that Group 4 race, was to put more weight in the back end of my Audi so that the back end would stop sliding out so much with the cold tires. Now it's the exact opposite effect. Now I'm trying to transfer my driver's weight to the front end of the car to try and get it to stop kicking out because the back end is over rotating the front end. So that's what I was doing there. Just a very small tweak. It makes a massive difference right now with the way this game is. And the fact that I'm in cockpit view right now when I'm normally in bumper cam view too is going to change things a little bit obviously, but I can't use that as an excuse. I love cockpit view. It doesn't change the braking points, it doesn't change anything, it just changes your POV. Just a little snappy now. Car's snapping because of the input of the steering wheel is over forcing it. Again, I haven't changed nothing. The update has changed everything. I was doing that in the Group 4 car too, but it was a lot less subtle because the car's not as fast. But it is definitely showing in the Porsche. That's better. Still not very compliant, but better. Alright, stable enough. We got to sort it out a little bit better. The wheel settings made a massive difference there too. I could feel that when I was trying to get through the S's, I was barely turning the wheel, but when I was watching the telemetry in the game, as on the bottom part of the screen as I was going around, the telemetry was going way further than when I was actually turning my wheel, which means the sensitivity or the force feedback was not correct. I was oversteering the car, which was creating the snaps, so we got it sorted. We got it sorted. Alright, we're just, we'll do like 3 more races and then we'll probably call it tonight. We're going to do this and 2 more. I got 2 tracks in mind here, so bear with me. Alright, let's just see how we do here. I gotta get used to this car again. Gotta get used to this car again. We're going to be driving it for a while here. Alright, we're just gonna try and survive, chat. Ooh! Locked up on me there. She just slid through the corner instead of turning. Got it right. I got it right. Then I got it wrong. Then I got it wrong. That was painfully sketchy. Mr. Nolander. Meh. That was a terrible race. I definitely do not feel comfortable in this car. Slightly concerning. GG's, everyone. Money, 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 money. I know we made about 300 grand today. It's not bad. This would be a fun little one. Everybody likes a good old Road Atlanta. It was a good race, Munch. I was unfortunate, but you're alright, Carlos. You're alright. The comment is kind of condescending with itself, I guess. No, what do you do? There we go. See, that works. Good enough for me. I get it. I mean, I get what he meant. I get what he meant. That's funny. Alright, I want one lap that doesn't involve a 1 second penalty. It's definitely not my best lap, but could be worse. Considering I'm in the Porsche and I'm in cockpit view, just about a sub 120 isn't actually that bad. I should be in the 19s, 18s, but in reality, but it's going to take some practice for me to get that car here. We're not really comfortable with it yet. We got to figure out its shifting points in and out of corners where it gets its maximum out and in, right? So that's kind of where we're sitting at here. Just TC. I believe that's Sophia. Road Atlanta always gets popularity, apparently. Alright, we're just gonna keep working with this Porsche. It's a lot looser than I remember it being, that's for sure. No, that's not Sophia, that's somebody else. It could be. She could be on a different account, I suppose, but irregardless. Also keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just male racers that come into these lobbies, especially in our community. We have plenty of female active racers in our community. Everybody gets the same respect, regardless of what sex you are or race or anything of that sort. If you race and you're clean and you like to have fun with the community, yeah. Totally. Of course, man. I'll accept it after the stream. This is why we do this. Try to bring more people into the community, try to get more people educated. Maybe that's what's going on. If I had my wheel in a better position, maybe. I'm all cockeyed and 3 ways to Sunday here. Alright, the next track people might not be so fond of. Somebody must have snuck into the lobby here. Oh, Carlos. Sorry, Carlos. That was a good timing that you, whatever you did, it kept you in the race. I won't accept it while I'm live on stream, my dude. I'll do it after I shut the stream down. Personal information and stuff like that. Alright. It's very rare you guys see my home screen and that on my PlayStation. It has personal information on it, so that's why the game is usually up and loaded when I go live already. So I don't go into my menus and stuff like that when I'm live either, just for the sake of people's security. And my own, of course. Alright, well, we gotta start. So if you're gonna check in, my friend, you better do it now. It's not Sardinia. It's not Sardinia. Well, you might be wishing Sardinia. Might be wishing Sardinia. Nah, it's not Sardinia. There's a reason why I've got the track selected the way I got the track selected tonight, too. I need some extra testing, so to speak, so I need to know where I'm at in this car. On balance performance. Now, when I finally need this car on these tracks, then I can tune my front and rear aero downforce, so that's going to change, obviously, the way the car feels and acts, but I just need to get used to the old girl again. It's been a long time. I haven't driven this car in a hot minute. Okay, I was trying to let him go by, but... Oh, no. Oh, that was close. Oh, shit. Oh no! I don't know who I hit there, but I'm sorry. They were off track, however, though. He's braking really early. Oof. Screwed that up. Alright, let's go get that Lightning McQueen car. Couldn't get the power down, the car was floating out too wide, I had to wait. Might have been dirty air that caused it there. I'm gonna get a penalty, unfortunately, there, but... Ooh, a little bit of a touch there between the two. Knudsen should give that spot back. Oh, I'm not liking this Porsche. Not liking it at all. It's unpredictable. No reason for it to spin out there. I was in a higher gear than I needed to have there. And it just absolutely fucking spun. I don't like it. Ooh. Oh, come on now. What was that? Oh, wow. That was... I don't even know what that was. Karma. No, I didn't see what happened there. No reason for it to happen there on the Olander either. He had more than enough traction on the ground there. Yeah, they kind of broke the Porsche, man. Alright, this is the last race, guys, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I'm sorry in advance. I don't like this truck myself, but I need to do it. If I can find it. Oh, Jesus. I'm tired, Chad. I'm tired. Told you, it could potentially be worse in Sardinia. Alright, Chad. We're wearing out. I'm not liking this car. It is going to be a long road. Alright, we're gonna go put a lap in. They're sorting out their discrepancies from last race right now in the game chat. I could kick you both. Just for threatening to ruin somebody's race? I don't care who you are, Knudsen. You threatened to ruin his race. So he gets to race, you get to go somewhere else. I watched it happen, man. Why can't you just say sorry, Knudsen? Why you gotta try and force me into that position and make me look like the bad guy? I was watching when the incident happened. You were at fault, even though you made the mistake. It is your fault. You hit him and knocked him off track. All you had to do was say you're sorry. Not up for discussion. It really is a whole different beast, Nolander. You're not wrong. He's one of my community members, just for those that were watching. Knudsen, the one that I kicked out for threatening to take the other guy out for being wrong in the last race to begin with. It's one of my community members. I just kicked out one of my own community members. So, man, you're not going to come into my lobby and literally threaten ill intention on another racer and think that that's not going to happen. Okay? Come on, guys. It's getting ridiculous. We aren't children here. Most of us are adults in our 40s and 30s. Pretty sure 10-year-olds make better decisions than that. Sorry, that frustrates me. He knows better than that. All you had to do was say he was sorry. Ego and pride has no place. Still gotta keep your head about you. Sorry, guys. That was a little sketchy, but we all made it through there. Fucking hate this car. If this is the car we're switching to, my IRL season's probably done. Pushed off the racetrack. Pushed off again. Yeah, I'm done for the night. I'm done for the night. I have zero patience for this. Zero patience for this. It's a million degrees in here. I can't focus either. Yeah, I hate it. I don't want to drive it. I don't like it. That's what they want to switch to. I'm going to be stepping out for the rest of the season. I'm not driving. I'm not driving that car. I'm just going to ruin our race. It's a pretty simple decision as a team owner to make. I'm not comfortable with the car, so I'm not going to drive it. I'm not interested in feeling the most uncomfortable I've felt in 3 years behind the wheel in this game. In a competition of endurance racing we spent 7 months on. I'm not doing it. Absolutely despise it right now. And the worst of it is I got about 12,000 miles on this car. I hate it. Right now, hate it. Three seconds a lap slower at Spa with it, and I haven't even finished the other 2 races. That's what happens when you try to make a rear engine, rear wheel drive car an MR. The physics don't add up. Nothing adds up in this game. Honestly, I'm pretty tired of GT, I'm not gonna lie. It's literally barely a step above Forza. Except Forza actually has real race cars and real racetracks. Updated ones. Not 30-year-old ones. And it's only barely a step up. It's just absolutely zero interest in this game for me. They have not given me anything new in the last 2 years that it has even remotely got me excited. It's pretty hard to get into when you're not excited about it. Where's yours? Oh, he left before I could tag him. I just noticed he was in here. Dipshay, nice to see you too, bud. He could be watching. I know he's subbed to the YouTube channel, so yeah, cheers, Reaper. Sorry, cheers, man. You just missed, bud. You just missed. Alright, guys. With that being said, we're gonna shut it down. Hey, how's it going, cheers? It's been a long time, man. Hope you're doing well, dude. Oops. Totally hit the wrong button there. This is the only downside. I know. The lighting is. My lights aren't on, so we're shutting the stream down. I've been racing all day. I'm tired too. Probably Monday. We'll probably have some early open lobbies on Monday because it's Labor Day. I'm not working, so we'll probably most certainly have some open lobbies up on Monday. Tomorrow, I don't know if we're gonna have content tomorrow. I've got to work on the championship document for our next coming championship in October here, so I need to get the back end work done, so we may not have a stream tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm a little frustrated with the game right now. I don't know if it's just because I'm stuck at a wall and I'm getting slower, or if I'm just so fed up with the game not giving us any progressive changes for content creators and league racers that I just don't care anymore. I'm not sure what it is yet, to be honest. But I'm not enjoying it right now a whole lot. I mean, I practiced my ass off for this league race at the beginning of the stream for my fucking brake pedal to drag the whole race and essentially ruin my race because the T300 RS glitch is back with Gran Turismo since the update again. Like, that's what Gran Turismo makes me want to do sometimes. Like, seriously, it just makes my head want to explode. Need Villeneuve? Yeah, facts. Yeah, you too, Jersey. You too. We'll catch up with you again soon, man. Appreciate all the viewers today, too, man. Love to see it. Love to see it. We got some friend requests, at least one for sure, too. I gotta go accept here shortly, but maybe no stream tomorrow, chat. We'll see. If we do a stream, it's probably just going to be some random content, not GT7 most likely. And like I said, Monday, we're intending on doing some open lobbies on Monday. Hey, appreciate you, Jersey. I'll go check. it'll let me know that you subbed to my channel, so I'll go check to make sure I'm subbed back. I think I'm subbed to your channel, but that might have been one of your old channels, I'm not sure. But we'll make sure we give you the love back, my dude. Long-standing OG community member of the community here, for those that are wondering who we're talking about. Jersey, he just popped into the lobby at the end of that race there, but I'm going to go wrap my head around this absolutely terrible car right now. No, I'm not very happy with it right now, that's for sure, but I gotta go wrap my head around it for a bit. But I'm tired, I'm hot, getting a bit of a headache, so with that being said, I'm gonna go get some food. That should fix everything. Appreciate y'all, I love y'all. Old one? I don't remember the password. Yeah, okay, so I'm definitely not sub then. We'll reciprocate it back for sure. Remember, guys and gals, you all matter, and family is most important. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so, and you've been hearing me say that a lot lately. Nothing's wrong. I'm not sick or anything like that. I'm not going to mysteriously just die on everybody and disappear, and that's it for that. Nothing like that's going on, but there's a reason why I say that, and it is linked to what's happening here and behind the scenes of GT45 Gaming in this upcoming championship. It all is linked. So, you got broken bonds within the family. Now is it's always as good a time as any to try and mend those bonds slowly, piece by piece, and just cherish the moments that you do have with your loved ones, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed, and you don't want to be sitting there left with regrets, knowing that you didn't get to make amends before it was too late. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, you matter, stay winning, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.